Okay. Hey guys, I'm so glad that you have joined us and that you're considering coaching. It's definitely been a cup filler for me, and that's why I'm here and excited to share a little bit more about that with you. Um, if I'm talking and I get out of breath, it's because I'm 8 months pregnant and this child likes to live under my lungs. So if I sound winded, I am. But so I I started coaching back in 2016, and I was very, very, what do I call, like, I guess, self conscious or just very uncomfortable with the thought of really putting myself out there. I'd watched Rachel for up to a year. I remember her sending me a message on Facebook about joining one of her boot camps, and I ignored her. I didn't even respond. I was just like, read it, and I was like, not really for me. But one thing that she kept doing was she kept being consistent with her workouts and sharing about those workouts, and then also sharing about the business and how it was really helping her family and helping her come out of her comfort zones. And I just could really see like this growth process in her that I just was like, okay, I really kind of like this. I need to know more about it. And health and fitness has always been a passion of mine. In college, I got I got a license to do personal training, and so health fitness has never been like a struggle for me. It's always been like one of my outlets. And so I was like, this is definitely a natural pull for me. The only thing that held me up, it wasn't not knowing what to do or the fitness programs or nutrition. That wasn't the thing that scared me. The thing that scared me was just like putting myself out there on social media and being so concerned, like, what are people going to think of me? Why is she taking a selfie? And that just really is what held me back. But I just knew in my heart that God was calling me to step out of that comfort zone, because I knew that God was going to use me out of that comfort zone if I just trusted Him fully with it. And so in 2016, I remember I was sitting actually in Snap Fitness parking lot talking to Rachel, and I told her that, okay, I'm ready to do this. Let's go. And then so it has been, I've been with it ever since. And it's been a game changer for me. It's, there's definitely been some ups and downs. I've had struggles with my pregnancies being so, I've been like super sick through my pregnancies. And so it's been difficult to even do the things that I love, like, which is working out. And so through that, yes, I've had some rocky moments, but those rocky moments that I've learned have like catapulted me further in this business and have given me a um, a platform to stand on to help other women to kind of like push them through that same struggle that they may be going through. And so when it comes to social media, since that was like my scariest thing to deal with, um, when you step out of that comfort zone, this is where you allow your struggles to be on display. I know it sounds a little scary, but to be on display to help others through the same journey that you are struggling with and that you've overcome, so that you can help them get through the same journey too. And so as coaches, share our journey through social media. We share our struggles. We have to get a little vulnerable, and that's one cool thing about our team is we help each other get to that vulnerable point. We will share like our thoughts and like, okay, what do you think about this post? Help me phrase what I'm trying to say with this. And so I mentioned that because you're not alone in putting yourself out there. You have a team of women. Look how many people are on here right now cheering you on and saying, yes, that's going to resonate with somebody. And what you're going to find out is you're going to have more people standing behind you, pushing you to go further with this than you are going to have people pulling you down. The ones that are going to be your negative naysayers are not your people anyways. And more times than not, those are the people that they want what you have. They're just not sure how to get to that point either. And because I was one of them, I was one of those ones that were like, oh, there she goes again. There goes Rachel making her post. But guess what? 5-6 years later, I'm still here. And it's because I see the value in what we do as coaches in sharing our journey. And then another thing on social media is where we learn to connect with other people. So when people start connecting and commenting on our posts, liking our posts, this is where the fun part comes in. This is where we get to connect with other women and reach out to them and ask them about if they've considered joining one of our challenge groups. And because since we've been posting, they can now trust us and kind of confide in us about their goals, their struggles, and what they would like to accomplish. And so social media for coaches is just, again, a way to share your journey, connect with other women, and invite them to your challenge groups or to join your own team as a coach too. Do I have any other specific point I think I'm supposed to mention?
I don't think
Rachel?
so. I think that's good. I think that we just start. I mean, honestly, Jade, you've always been a light on social media. And I think that, that's probably something that sets our team apart. There are lots of Beachbody coaches. There are lots of people, talking about fitness. There are lots of people talking about nutrition, but I feel like Jade, Shannon, everybody on our team, we really get that we're not just coaches. We're not just people who are here to work out and lose weight and look really good. We're people here to honor God with our bodies. We're here to, and I'm not perfect at that. Oh my gosh, like not perfect in any way. And Jade, I mean, if you know much of her story, she'll even tell you, she's battled, all the worldly things that the world tells her about her body and what's perfect and what's acceptable. But Jade has like definitely grown into this, oh gosh, I could get emotional, like this beautiful example of what it looks like to just be grateful for what God made you to be. And she shines that so bright on social media. And I think that for me personally, that was one of the things I was so scared of. Like, what if people know that in college I struggled with bulimia? Like what if people know that, I struggle really badly with PMDD and I can really be awful to my husband and things like that. But I think that we are here for that reason, to show people that this is what the world expects of us, but this is what we really are, and this is why we really need Jesus. And not just in salvation, or not just in raising our kids, but also in our health and fitness. And so that has definitely been something that, God has used me or changed me to just be vulnerable and just tell people, like, this is the mess. But this is what God is able to do whenever you give over this part of your life to Him. And so, when I became a coach, I, like Jade, watched my coach talk on social media. She ran a challenge group. Like, I joined Beachbody, which I was so turned off by that name, quite honestly. I'll be totally honest. Like, I did not want to be a Beachbody coach, but their fitness programs worked. Their nutrition plans worked. Shakeology was something that really, really and truly helped me change my nutrition, but also it helped my hormones. I talk about PMDD a lot, and Shakeology really was like that missing link. I had researched all these like vitamins and nutrients and things I could do to help my hormones, along with clean eating, which I thought was cuckoo. But I started to do it. I was desperate in 2014. I was a mom of 2 small kids and a husband who loved me very much, but I was not that great of a wife. And I knew that it was all like it needed to change. And so I Googled portion control because I knew my eating was out of control, and I wanted workouts I could do at home because Tanner and Milo were small and I didn't want to go to a gym. And I found it was the same year that 21 Day Fix came out, and that's what I started with. We had DVDs. We did not have Beachbody on demand. We did not have like access to everything. I had to buy every DVD as it came out, which is so funny to me now. But I found workouts I could do that fit my schedule. I found nutrition that was like not a quick fix. You know, I had tried so many other things. I never tried Weight Watchers. I don't know why I almost said that. But Slim Fast and, you know, the cabbage soup diet and like tuna and crackers diet, like all those things. But I wanted something that my kids could watch me do. And I knew that it was going to be healthy for me, but also healthy for them, you know, and I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be confident. I wanted to look good, not just for my husband, but, you know, I wanted to know that what I was doing for myself was something that I could do for my family as well. And honestly, Beachbody did that. Like they did that for me. It was clean eating. It was good foods. It was whole foods. It was a shake that it had all the ingredients that PMDD research told me that I needed. And so I just started. I didn't have a coach. I didn't sign up with a coach. I didn't do any of those things. I just did it on my own for 21 days. After 21 days, I felt better. I felt confident. I had lost like 6 or 7 pounds. And I was like, whoa, this works. Like I could do this again, you know, and not worry about, is this just like a fad diet or anything like that. So I found my coach and I joined her challenge groups, and I was very quiet. I was very quiet. I was not that girl who's going to jump into a challenge group and be like, oh, hey, this is me. I'm working out. I'm eating clean, you know, all those things. But I watched and I read and I logged in there every single day, and I saw what other people were doing, and I was inspired. Like I was inspired by my coach. I was inspired by the other moms who were doing what I was doing, but were sharing about it in our challenge group. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is what has been missing. This community, this group of women who are very imperfect, but are fighting anyways. Like that's what I need. I don't need the supermodel on Instagram or on the internet who's telling me I can look this way in 21 days. I need somebody who's real and is going to say this is hard, but you do it anyways, right? And so at the same time, I picked up the book called Made to Crave. My sister told me about it, and she was like, this is a great book. And I was like, whoa, Jesus cares about what I put in my mouth? Like, that's nuts, right? You know, I've never connected those two things, but he does. And so after a few months of watching my coach, of being a part of her challenge group, of doing the 21-day fix, and yes, I did it like 3 times, I was like, somebody needs this. And so I got on a call like this, exactly like this, 3 or 4 months in a row, because my coach was just doing her job, and she was like, hey, do you want to be a coach? Do you want to learn more? And I learned more and I prayed more, and I decided this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to try. I want the accountability. I want to keep doing the workouts. I want to drink the shake. And I was like, why not try to help other people along the way? And so I jumped all in August 2014. And I just started. Like I just started being a coach. I did what my coach told me to do. I was like, I'm going to post on social media. I'm going to be accountable there. And then I got my first few challengers. Like our goal as coaches is to help at least 3 people every month join our challenge group. And I was like, what in the world do I do with these people now? And so if you don't know, as a coach, which I think a lot of you do, we run what we call challenge groups or boot camps or whatever you want to call it. But basically, it's a virtual community where we support people who are doing the workouts we're doing, who are following the nutrition plans we're following, who are drinking Shakeology Performance Line. But we aren't just like putting them in a group and saying, hey, we're all doing the same things. Like our job is to support them. And I will say without a shadow of a doubt, I was scared to death to lead my first challenge group. Like I put all of my people in my coach's challenge group for 3-4 months because I didn't think I was the girl to lead them. And then I just really and truly, my coach was like, Rachel, you have like 10, 15 people, you need to run your own group, right? And so she was right. And so I started to post, I started to share my faith more in a vulnerable way. I started to point these people not only to Beachbody, but to Christ in what they were doing with their bodies. And it was absolutely, I was not like an overnight success in any way in leading people in this way, but it began to be this highlight of my day. logging my workout, logging my nutrition, logging my shake with these people who wanted to yes, lose weight, but also wanted to honor God with their bodies, right? And so I started to run my groups, and my coach gave me everything that I needed to run a successful group, which we do for you guys too. But I started to really come into my own, and I started to find my voice and started to find the voice that God wanted me to share with these people, which is that yes, you can work out, you can eat clean, you can drink a shake, but ultimately, if you're not doing it for Him, if you're not doing it to honor God with what He has given you, then it's honestly all for naught, and it's not going to last very long. So my challenge groups are very much a place where I get to share faith and fitness, but ultimately to point people to Christ. And so I love that. I love that about health and fitness. I love that about coaching, but I didn't get it all right at the front end. God has definitely grown me into what you see today. And I know that He has used challenge groups. I know He has used Made to Crave and this book called Full and all these awesome things to make me into the person that you see today. So my point, sorry, you guys, I'm tired and I'm rambling, but my point is that I didn't have it. I didn't have it when I began. Like I didn't have what you see today when I became a coach, but God has refined me and kind of made challenge groups my sweet spot and where I really get to pour into other people who are finding that health and fitness solution. So I'm very, very thankful for what I do as a coach. And I am going to pass it off to Kimberly, who's going to actually tell you what we do, like what we do every single day as coaches.
Hey guys. So I'm Kimberly. I signed up as a coach in October of 2019. I started from a place in my life where I was uncomfortable, suffering from a lot of anxiety. And I just felt this like stirring in my heart that God was calling me to kind of like share my story in some way. And I didn't know exactly like what that would look like. But I had seen, came across Rachel on social media, saw what she was doing. And I just felt this like pull that that's what I was supposed to do. Like I honestly didn't think I could do it because I was like 15 pounds heavier than I had ever been. I was like, I couldn't, like my nutrition was terrible. I couldn't take care of my house. Like I just was not in a place to lead. And I was like, there's no way I can do this, but I don't know why this is what I'm supposed to do. And so I just did it and decided to go all in on my own health and fitness. And give me the accountability. Like there's no accountability like coaching out there. And here I am like a year and a half later, and this is exactly what I needed. And I love what we do. We all do. Jade talked to you guys about social media and how we use that to connect with people. And Rachel talked to you about how we support our customer calendars and our groups. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about like what we do every single day as coaches. So when you join as a coach, like Jade said, you're never in this alone. Our team has incredible support and resources for you guys available. But as a coach, Beachbody provides this tracker system that we have. It's called our Success Club system. And it tells you exactly what to do every single day. So you never have to come in and show up to work as a coach and not know what you're supposed to do. And so the number one thing on that sheet is to get your workout in and drink your Shakeology. Like your number one job as a coach is to take care of you, to be a proof of our products, to show people what we are promoting works, and to be an example and to lead with integrity. And so that's the very first thing, is to take care of you. The second thing on that sheet is what we call our income producing activities. The first one on there is what Jade talked to you about, using social media to meet new people, make new friends, share your story so that you can connect with new people. You're adding followers to your social media accounts every day, reaching out to new women that are watching or that are commenting on your content that you're putting out, and you're just building relationships. Like we don't ever just go into somebody's inbox and cold invite them and just say, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? But like, I'm a mom of 3, I'm a nurse, I have a golden doodle. And so like, I'm sharing those things, and then I can build relationships with people off of those. And so getting to know people, and just being genuine and having integrity as you do it. The second one we're doing is inviting people to join us. So like if people are watching your stories about your workouts, or if you make a post about your challenge group, like, and people are connecting with that and you've built a relationship with them, then you can go into them and say, hey, I saw you have been watching me, and we've been talking for a while. I just wanted to invite you to join this boot camp with me. I'm just doing these workouts from home. I'm following this nutrition plan, and I would love some accountability. So you're just connecting with people and then inviting them to do this with you. Recognition also is a huge part of what we do as coaches, recognizing women in our challenge groups, recognizing women on our team. It's really cool to watch people go and then just to cheer them on. Like, being a coach you're just being a cheerleader for the people that are in your group, helping them to reach their goals and supporting them however they need. And then just shouting them out and recognizing them for the achievements that they make. Let's see. I think I've covered pretty much everything on here, but like Jade said, like, social media is just sharing our story. We're just sharing our lives. It's like our journal. And so we use that to put ourselves out there, and then we build relationships and invite people to do it with us. It's not a complicated thing. It does take time and it takes intentional effort. But like I said, you've got this sheet to go from, and it gives you even like time limits to go on it. And so we have what we call our 1 hour club that we like to do every day. And that's just like 1 hour of focused work on doing those activities, inviting, connecting, following up. And it's not necessarily in 1 hour at a time. You can do it in 15 minutes. Like today I did 20 minutes when I was sitting in carpool going to pick up my kids from school. And then I finished up this evening when I was sitting in the car, because I'm a wimp and I couldn't sit outside while my daughter had soccer practice. So I finished my work in the car while she was at soccer practice. So it's really doable. If you put in the intention, you can work it around life. Like, life is crazy busy for everybody, but you can make it work, and it's really fun. And one last thing on the sheet that I didn't mention is personal development. And that is one of the things that has been so huge for me. And I love that Beachbody puts that on our tracker, because if it wasn't on there, like at the beginning, I probably would not have done it. But we encourage you guys to do 10 pages a day or 10 minutes a day of personal development, whether that's a book or a podcast, or, an audio book, whatever it might be. But it's really important for your mindset and just your personal growth, for leadership. It's really been a game changer for me. And if you don't do personal development yet, even if you don't decide to join us yet, which we hope you do, I would encourage you to incorporate it into your life. For anything, I think it'll be really beneficial. So I'm so glad you guys are all here. If you guys have any questions about that, you can drop it in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself at any time and ask us questions.
Thank you, Kimberly. That was such a good overview and a good reminder, even for me, of the things that maybe I can improve upon. And that's what I love about coaching and about being on a team like ours. We're always challenging each other to improve and to grow. My name is Shannon, and I am an attorney by day. I'm a mom to 2 boys, and my husband's name is Barker. I did not see myself becoming a health and fitness coach originally, but I found that as a busy professional and as a mom, my fitness was falling to the wayside, and I suffered with some postpartum depression. And I had read and learned from my doctor that exercise regularly could really improve your symptoms and your mental health long term, just with hormones. And but I kept falling off the wagon with everything I tried. And I loved the idea of challenging myself with something that can not only bring in extra money, but also could keep me on track and help me make an impact outside of my 9 to 5. That cup really was not full for me. And I kept watching people who were coaching, and I really wanted to do it. And I was a little nervous, like everybody else said. And I listened to some calls like this a couple times, and I really found that this was the answer that God had all along for me, to share the struggles that I've had in life, and not to portray a perfect picture, but to share how He can come along with us in life, in our health, in our finances, in our roles as moms or professionals, or wherever He has you, and you can show the world how fitness can meet you where you are with resources like we have. So I dove all in, and here I am today, a couple years later. And I really believe in what we do. But I know that the number one thing that you're probably wondering is, okay, you guys are coaches. Some of you are full-time coaches. Some of you work and then coach on the side. Where does the money come from? How do you make an income doing this? That was my number one question. And before I answer that, know that budgeting and finances are also a passion of mine. I am paying off all of my law school student loans right now, and having a side hustle is the number one thing that they recommend doing to get on top of student loan interest or any interest that you may have on debts that you owe. And Dave Ramsey recommends pizza delivery. That's not enough for me. I'd rather have a job where I get fit at the same time and be able to be like, for the Lord too, and have a social media platform. So this was like such a better option than delivering pizzas for me. But I like that it's an income that you can control. So we make income two ways. Number one, it's through retail and commissions. So we host challenge groups. When girls enroll with us, we can support them on their fitness journey. We motivate them. We provide them recipes, and they purchase what's called a challenge pack from us or a number of other products. And we get 25% commission on anything, any nutritionals, any programs that we sell. So that can be easily, if you are reaching out to people and sharing what's working for you, that can be a nice paycheck. Get paid on Thursdays. That was another cool thing. When I became a coach, you put in your direct deposit bank account, and by the next Thursday, if you have put in the work, you're already getting a paycheck. And that is really neat for someone who's trying to, pay off debt and have some fun money for your family where you're sticking to a budget. That was my son, sorry. And secondly, so you have the retail commissions, but you also have another opportunity that really can become lucrative if you treat this like a business and not just a hobby. And that is team cycle bonuses is what we call it, or quarterly bonuses. And that's essentially as you get coaches under you and you mentor people to help others, you can earn considerably more money literally while you sleep. It's called passive income. We have a whole nother presentation on it. I won't go into tons of detail today, but literally with this business, it's what you put into it. It can be a hobby. It can be a lucrative side hustle that changes the future of your family if you want to treat it like that, if you want to have the CEO mindset. We have so much training that can teach you how to do that. But the number one thing is it's work. It's about rolling up your sleeves. It's about sitting down and doing that tracker every day. And we always say the work is not hard. It's learning a new skill. It's being motivated. It's leaning into the training for 4 weeks when you get started. And really, truly just saying, you know what, let me give this my all because it's really what you put in it up front that can pay off and really get a ball rolling in your business that can continue to give you a paycheck every week for years if you are willing to put in the effort. And Beachbody always, wants us to say this income is not a given. It is dependent upon your skill, upon your ability, upon the work that you put into it. Each of us brings home a different paycheck every week, depending upon the work that we've put in up until this point since we started a business. So as someone who's very passionate about being a good steward of money, I've made some pretty bad decisions as far as taking out student loans I didn't need, studying abroad when I didn't have the money, but I took out student loans to do it. Looking back, I was not a good steward, but now the integrity aspect of paying my bills that I owe is so much more doable and so much more hope-filled with coaching because I have this check coming in that gives us a little wiggle room in our debt-free journey. And I can also, it can only go up from here as long as I'm ready to sit down and do the work. And honestly, right now I'm in legislative session for my day job. I lobby legislators on behalf of law enforcement. And this business is flexible. This next couple weeks are not going to be where I just totally give it my all and I leave it all on the mat for my coaching, but I'm doing the work. I'm still staying consistent and I can schedule the work that I do around my job. And everybody here has different ways that they fit this, that they're earning an income in the time that they have available. It can work in your busy season. It can work in your slow season. It can work in just your everyday rhythms. So we can answer any questions you have about money, but I'll go ahead and turn it over to the next topic. And if you think of something on money that you have a question on, you can just drop it in the chat.
Yes. Okay. So now it's my turn again. Deborah has to go. Bye, Deborah. Thank you guys for telling us or for showing up and listening. We are obviously very passionate about what we do and we are very team oriented. So obviously I've worked lots of jobs, honestly. I went to college, I went to grad school, I worked in community development, I worked in healthcare, like I've done a lot of different things. I've been in education, but I've never ever been a part of something that I felt like was not just about me. And so I get to tell you guys about our team. I get to tell you guys about what we offer to you as our business partners, but also what is possible if you take what we give you and run with it yourselves, because we're not here to tell you this is the best job ever, you should sacrifice everything that you're doing in the name of coaching. You know, I look at a lot of you and you're really good. You're really good at what you already do. You're fulfilling a purpose. Like, I was a teacher, a full-time college history instructor. I still teach college government classes, and I love it. Like, I was sharing with our team the other day, I still teach one class in the classroom every week, and I do not feel led to give that up. Like, I do not feel like it's time for me to let that go. I homeschool my kids. Like, I coach. Coaching honestly is my full-time income, but you know, it took a while for me to get here. And that's not to say that you have to like build your coaching business slowly. I look at Kimberly, who came in and she was just like, I'm going to be a coach. You know, I'm staying home with my kids. I gave up nursing. I want to be a coach, and she's doing it. I kind of drifted into it slowly. But whatever your goal is, whatever your purpose is with coaching, we want you to know that we are here to help you meet your goals right where you're at. So as far as our team, as far as training, what happens when you become a coach? We're not going to like sign you up as a coach and be like, great, go get them. Go do it, right? We are actually a team, and we offer a training, a comprehensive new coach training that actually walks you through how to use social media, how to start posting about being a coach, how to start inviting people to your boot camps, how to grow your social media following, how to be a good steward of your business. You know, we have a monthly new coach training that actually teaches you the basics of being a coach. Every Monday night during the summertime, we have a new coach training call. That's at 8:00 Central Standard Time on Monday nights. We don't want to suck up a lot of your time with your family. Honestly, we want you to give us an hour every week where we pour into you, and then we will teach you how to use the business activity tracker that Kimberly talked to you guys about. And as far as training, we basically meet you where you're at every single month. If you go through the new coach training, you're like, great, I got that, Rachel, what's next? We'll work with you one-on-one to set those new goals and to give you what you need as you advance in your business. But basically, at the heart and soul of our business, we encourage you as business building coaches to help at least 3 people every single month to join our accountability groups, either as someone who just wants health and fitness, or as a team member who wants health and fitness but also wants to build a business. So, you know, if you decide, hey, I want to invite my sister Sally to learn more about coaching, we have these calls. Honestly, we're doing them like every week right now, but we do them at least once a month, every other week. And so, you know, if you want to build a team, but you're not ready to run your own calls, we help you guys do that. We meet you right where you are. But I will also be honest in saying that we meet you where you are. So if you're like, I have 2 hours a day to run my business and I'm going to commit like 10 hours a week, but you know, you don't do that, we're going to say, hey, you know, this is what you said your goals are. This is what we've given you. And we want to help you build a business that changes your life, right? And so we'll go this far, and we want you to meet us this far. And so when we recruit coaches, we are honestly looking for people who have integrity, who have work ethic. I say it all the time. You know, the busiest people are honestly make the best coaches because they know they know the value of time. They know what I have to give to 1 or 2 hours a day, and I'm willing to do it. And so that's kind of where I was when I started my business. You know, I had a full-time job. I had 2 small children. I had a commute that I made every day, but I also knew that I could give up Netflix. I could give up like listening to mindless books on the way to work. I knew that I could give up like walking around the mall on my lunch break, looking at things that I couldn't even afford. And so I gave up those things, and I easily had 2 hours a day to build my business. And so during those hours that I carved out for my business, I would go into my new coach training. I would go into my coach office. I would listen to some personal development while I drove to work. And in those pockets of the day, I would just listen to what my coach told me about building a business, and I would follow her example. And that's exactly what we do for our new coach trainings. So when you become a coach, you'll basically get access to our new coach launchpad. And every Monday night, we have a new coach training call that lasts, I don't know, what do you guys say, 30 to 40 minutes, where we teach you about posting on social media, about inviting to your challenge group, about, about running a challenge group, about, really starting to become confident in what you put out into social media and sharing your story. We don't want clones of Rachel, Kimberly, Shannon, Alyssa. We want people who are really sharing what you feel like God has led you to share, and you're getting your own results, and you are leading people in the same way. So our new coach trainings are very straightforward. They're very simple. We give you action-oriented things to do. And as you grow your business, we continue to meet you where you're at. We have fun things like it seems so odd to say, this is my life now. Like in July, we're going to Texas. Like our whole team is going to Texas. We've got this huge house on Travis Lake in Austin, and we're going to hang out for like 3 or 4 days. We're going to train in our business. We are going to pour into each other as coaches and have fun and do all the cool things. In September, we have a leadership retreat that's in Florida. So as you grow in your business, obviously there are more training opportunities that we provide for you. But every step of the way, again, I can't say it enough, we meet you where you're at. So, whatever your goals are, those are our goals for you. We're not going to push anything on you that you don't want, but we will hold you accountable to what you say you want, if that makes sense. So I love that about our team. And next, I'm going to turn it over to Shannon to talk about how to actually sign up as a coach and let you guys ask us anything. What questions do you have for us as we close out this call after we share our stories?
Okay, so if you've heard all of this and you're kind of like, okay, what's the next step? What's the final step? It would be essentially to start your health journey, which is kind of what got me from the get-go. The first thing is you don't have to buy a bunch of inventory. You don't have to sign on a dotted line. You literally just buy a program for yourself and get started. And we usually recommend a challenge pack, which can be anywhere from $140 to $200, and maybe what's to something. But basically the lowest price that you can start right now is $140, and literally it's going to get you all the tools you need for a year to work out with us and to be in our groups, and we will mentor you and plug you into the training. $220. Yeah, that's right. If you wanted to get a few more nutritionals, it's $220. But I mean, guys, that comes down to $13 a month. And me, the budgeter, that's like the best in the business for getting fitness, getting started on your journey. And you're going to be working on yourself. You're going to have that accountability, and we're going to teach you how to launch your business and share it. And I think the first thing that you might be thinking is, oh, well, I haven't started a health journey. How can I coach? Or maybe you've fallen off the wagon. That's the best time to start, because people love trusting someone who's in the same place as them. They love to watch your journey unfold. And it can just start with you sharing, hey, I'm doing this challenge, day 1, day 2, day 3, and people will just become in awe of your ability to show up, and the power of accountability takes over, and you're able to do things that you didn't think were possible. And then as you do your program, you'll get plugged into the training that Rachel just talked about, and within the next month, you will be floored about the possibilities that are endless in your health and fitness and in your business once you complete the lessons. If maybe $140 is a little bit too much for you, you can also start as a coach for $39, and you can just get your access to your coach back office. This wouldn't be a program or nutritionals. It would be a little bit difficult to share, but we can absolutely work with you if there's maybe you already bought a challenge pack and you want to become a coach, we would just plug you in with the coach office access for $39 and open your coach account. So there's kind of two avenues, but I absolutely recommend starting a health journey. It's going to allow people to build trust. You're going to show that proof the product works, which is our number one goal, but that starts with taking care of yourself. So, Rachel, do you have anything to add?
I don't have anything to add, but I know that Erica and Alyssa, Katie's getting attacked by her dog. I know Erica and Alyssa are on, and they wanted to share briefly, like with their. I don't know what you want to share. I'm trusting that you know what you want to share, and don't shake your head, Alyssa. Don't shake your head. Alyssa has been a coach for I don't even know. I should know, but I feel like she's like my right arm, so I don't even know. Alyssa has been a coach for a while. And we found, Jay talked about social media. Like, it's so crazy. I don't think I knew any of you. I knew Jade a little bit before I became a coach, but I've met everybody on this call through social media. So if you think that's weird, it's not weird. Like, if we hang out together at the beach and like, it's not weird. But Alyssa became a coach kind of early into my business, and she is just a light. Like, she is just a light. So I'm going to let Erica and Alyssa say something if they want to. If you don't want to, that's okay. Totally fine. But I'm going to open the floor.
I will. I love to share. It's all good. Way more than I used to, that's for sure. Rachel's not kidding, you guys. When I met all these girls in person when we went to Florida last September, and I cannot wait to hug them again in July. Like, it can't come soon enough. Like, that time cannot come fast enough. But I have been a coach. Like, I actually I signed up as a discount coach in December of 2018. And it was literally just to get back on track with my health and fitness journey, my own personal selfish goals that I needed to work on. A little backstory of me as, like, not even my fitness journey, but just like inconsistency and but still having the desire to try something new is I've done like just about every type of network marketing job that there is out there, because I would always fall in love with something and thought, well, if there's a way that I can make money and also pay for the stuff that I love, like, why wouldn't I try? Even though I was always terrified and scared to do anything. Like, if anybody remembers home interiors when they were a business, like home decor, like I loved home decor and I got involved in selling that, but I had to go do home parties. Like, I had to do stuff like that. I got into selling Rodan and Fields because it was the one products that I loved on my skin. Like, every little thing that I would try because my friends were doing it, I was like, this stuff is awesome, so I want to sell it. So fast forward to when my health and fitness kind of fell apart and I needed to get back into something, the last thing I wanted to do was coach, because I seriously felt like I was not in a position to be able to do so, to be able to help other people and lift other people up, because I wasn't in that place. So I joined Rachel's group. I actually was referred to her actual page by a girlfriend of mine that was following her, and she knew that we'd connect because of our faith and just being strong in our faith. And so, yeah, I followed her for a little bit, like the beginning of December. It didn't take me long for me to realize that I could connect with her. And so she was highlighting Transform 20 when I was wanting to get back into this. I knew I hated cardio, and I knew that that's probably what this program was going to be, but I didn't feel like I had a choice. I felt like I just needed to do something, and I felt like the faith was going to be enough. Like, that's what I needed more actually than anything, because I was I'm going to get emotional. But I was so down and so hard on myself that I needed something. And I felt like I craved that through what Rachel was sharing. So when I got into her groups, for accountability, I don't mind sharing my picture in a private group. Like, I don't mind doing that, but it took time for me to feel confident to it was probably just a couple weeks of being in the group before I felt confident. And I was like, I really want other people to feel as good as I do. And that was after 2 weeks, you guys, of doing a program I actually couldn't stand. Like, I really did not like that program because I was so out of shape. I was miserable. And I'm sorry, but Sean T made me go crazy because I could never keep up with his moves, and I was very frustrated all the time, but I just pushed through. And the only thing in the back of my head was telling me is that you just have to finish. You have to go to the next day and then focus on the next day after that. you can do hard things. Just do one thing just do one day at a time. And I showed up in the groups. I did exactly what Rachel was doing in her group, what the other challengers were doing. And then like I'm connecting with women that I have no idea who they are. I don't know them from Mary. Like I have no idea who they are, but they're all over and they're showing up and doing the things that I didn't think I could do. And we're doing it together. And the community in that group is what kept me going. That after like a month and like finishing the first 4 weeks of Transform 20 and then actually finishing the 6-week program, like I cried. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. If you finished a program and you literally like, you do it and you think, wow, I can't believe I actually did this. And like the tears fell. Like I finished that last workout of Transform 20. I might have yelled at like Shaun T in my last workout, but I did. And I cried and I was so proud of myself. But then to go into the group and be able to say like, I finished this, and to have everybody like cheering you on, like that's what I wanted to create for other people. And, you know, I didn't start my own, like when I told Rachel I was interested in starting to coach, like it was more like, can I bring people into your group? Like what she did. Like I did the same thing until I felt comfortable. Like I need to run my own group. I need to do this my way. I need to bring people in. And it's where I find my passion, and what it seriously is what holds me accountable as a coach and as in my own health and fitness journey, because that's where I find the passion, is when I see other people show up and I can see them changing and going through the stuff that I've gone through. Like that's where I feel like God is calling me more than I ever could have imagined, even when it was scary. And like we do things that we don't even realize that we're capable of, because we have so much from God to lift us up and to push us through. So I dove in, and I work full time. So I literally have to work this into the pockets of my day. I do, like a lot of times in my long days, I do power half hours. I don't necessarily do a power hour, but I cut the times in half on that business tracker and I work through everything and I just push through, and it might be 30 minutes. And then on my Saturdays, that's when I push and I make extra time for it. And I reach out to people, and I really like, that's how I work my business into my full-time schedule. And you guys, like I'm here 3.5 years later still, and I don't plan on going anywhere, because I don't plan on quitting this fitness journey and this health journey, because it's lifelong. And if I'm going to keep doing this, why wouldn't I just keep sharing it and trying to help other people along the journey? So that's why I'm here and still here to this day. And I couldn't thank Rachel enough for what she's done for me.
All right, you guys. Do you guys have any questions for us? Katie, Kelly, Erica, anybody, if you want to add to that, you're welcome to. But that is it. That is what we do as a coach. You've heard our getting started stories. You've heard how we will train you. And now really, like Shannon said, the next step is to reach out to the person who invited you here. Ask some questions if you have them. If not, you know, we're ready to plug you in. We're ready to help you get started as a new coach, as a discount coach, as a hobby coach, whatever you want to be. But we know that you're here for a reason tonight. And if you just walk away encouraged, if you just walk away inspired by our stories, that's great. But if you want to build a business alongside of us, we would love to train you and teach you and mentor you on how to do that. So we are going to let you go on this Wednesday night, and the person who invited you here will definitely follow up with you. And we're really thankful that you took a minute to hear our stories. Okay. All right, you guys. Good night. See you later.